What's up, pals? Welcome to another episode of the Your Random Pal channel. And today I'm at the Vicari auto auction. It's out in Mississippi, Gulfport area. It's part of Cruisin the Coast 2024. They have this auction every year, and they got a lot of cool rides out here. We'll see what's coming up for auction, see all the cool cars you could have bid on. We'll check them all out. Sweet 69 Camaro here. And it's a convertible. And behind that is the infamous Eleanor Gone in 60-second GT500 Mustang. And it's got the little red button in the center of the shifter, just like in the movie. And it's got a NOS bottle in the rear, in the trunk there. How you doing today, Eleanor? You're a high dollar car, that's for sure. Spinning the camera around. I love the graphics on this old Jeep Renegade. It's a beauty from back in the day. This style is a really nice iconic style. And this one is a 83 CJ5 Jeep. Two-door, like it should be. All the modern Jeeps now, they're getting into the four doors and stuff. This is the one you go trail riding in. The old school CJ5 with the manual transmission. Now here's a little bitty car. This is like a little smart car, but it's not a smart car. It's one of those Scion Toyota products. 2012 Scion IQ. And it's got a 1.3 liter four-cylinder motor. Looks a little bit bigger than a smart car. Makes the kind of looks like the limousine version of a smart car, if you would call it that. And this truck behind it, this old Ford F100, looks massive compared to that little Scion. And I like these color combinations, these dark color with the popping bright red interior, as you can see. And it's accented by the red on the wheels here. This thing's got a little bit of a lift to it, as you can see. There's a old school Mercedes. And the top of the hood is at the bottom of the bumper almost, right there. There we go, there's a Trans Am. I already know what year. It's a 74 Buccaneer red, and it's got the 455 motor. Now this year it could have had the SD Super Duty 455 motor, but this one just says 455 on it. It's got its 15-inch honeycomb wheels on it. And for all those people that don't really know how to tell the year on this one, that front end style is 74 and 75, but this back window, it's 74 only. 75, it was the first year for the wraparound, so this is a 74 because it doesn't have the wraparound rear window. And it's got a black interior, which the hood bird matches, red and black. Might need to get my sunglasses on. Look at this Mopar, this is bright. I mean, that is a bright green with a tinge of a yellow in it. This is a 71 Dodge Super B, equipped with the 440 Magnum. It's got 370 horse, and it's underwent a complete restoration, as you can see by the photos on here. And on the hood, you see the Super B graphic and the 440 Magnum designation on there. It's got the hood pins. You see that a lot on Mopars. Keep that hood down when they're going flying down the road. Even says the Magnum on the air cleaner right there. Got the cool black stripe going all the way down the car. Because I'm a Firebird fanatic, here we have a 68 Firebird, equipped with the 400, and it's got that optional hood tack. You'll see that on these 60s Firebirds and GTOs. It's a really neat little feature. This color combination just, it pops. It's bright blue and white. It's got a black interior. Me personally, with that color combination, I prefer white, but it still looks really cool. And it's got the twin scoops, but the kind of short, not like the ones you see on the formulas from the 70s. And you see that beautiful detailed engine right there with that light blue Pontiac paint on it. And it's got the rally wheels with the PMD center caps. Now I showed you that Jeep CJ5 that's really good for trail riding. It's lifted and stuff. This one here is more of a show Jeep. This is a 69 Jeep Commando. And I mean, look at the colors. It's you wouldn't want to get that thing dirty, I don't think. But it's so beautiful, you know. But it is a four-wheel drive, and it is very capable of going on some trails. See here, it's got a V6 3-speed transmission, four-wheel drive. And there you go, classic interior. It's not all been modernized or anything. And in the back, it's got the jump seat, which reminds me of a Subaru Bratz, because they had these rear-facing seats in the back. That one's actually got seat belts, whereas the Subaru Brat had these little bars that come off the side you just grab onto. But this thing is such a beauty, and I like how the tailgate, I mean, that is one beautiful tailgate. It slopes down at an angle, so you can haul a few things in here, or you can haul your friends. And that is a really, really nice looking Jeep, gotta say. Can't say it enough. Now there's a really nice variety of cars and trucks and whatnot out here. Like, check this out. It's a British car right here. It's a 1967 Austin Healey Sprite convertible. It's got some bright colors on it. A lot of times you see these British cars in this like British racing green, which is a dark green, or darker colors. This one is bright. It's got a number painted on the side. Must give it a little more horsepower, right? It is a little fast pocket rocket type of car right here. They don't weigh much. This one looks pretty stock on the everywhere you can see. I don't know what's lurking under the hood. Maybe it tells me right here. It says it's got an RX-7 rotary engine with a 5-speed, so that one should have some get up and go. That's a unique one on me. Not heard of somebody transplanting the Austin Healey with the RX-7 rotary motor. That'd be interesting to see drive for sure. And right over here, when you think of trucks, you usually think of the big three, Ford and Chevy and Chrysler, Dodge. This one is, like, I guess back in the day, what you'd call, well, maybe big five, because you had American Motors back in the day, but this is Studebaker. So Studebaker was big back in the day, and this is a 61 Studebaker Champion pickup truck. And man, that is beautiful. That's it's a blue color. It's kind of a little bit of a purplish blue. And check out the bed. I mean, it's a full-size bed here. You could carry a lot of stuff in it. This is one classy truck, that's for sure. And look at the inside here. Beauty, beauty, beauty. It says Champ on the emblem right here on the side. And check out the little, it's got a Studebaker hood ornament, a little fish on it. That's it's interesting. I didn't know they had that for a hood ornament. Cool little touch there. Now, me being a big Trans Am fanatic, I love seeing a Trans Am with a bird on the hood, but they also have Jeeps out here with a bird on the hood. This one's got an eagle on it. It's called the Golden Eagle, and that eagle decal takes up the whole hood practically. This thing is ready for some serious trail riding too. It's even got a winch on the front. This one here is a 77 Jeep CJ7, which would be the same year as a Smoking the Bandit Trans Am, 1977. This be a good complimentary ride for the Bandit to ride in. And it's got a Levi's sticker on here. I don't know if it's some kind of Levi's edition or whatnot. Looks like it's been frame off restored from the pictures that are taped to the window here. You see the roll bar in the back here. And this one's got a like a hard top, removable hard top on it. A lot of times you'll see the Jeeps with the soft tops. This one's got a removable hard top on it. It's even got guards around the tail lights. Yep. And it's even got a sunroof too. Check that out. So this is got the whole off-road package right here. And as we pan the camera away from the Jeep, there's something of similar variety, but the Japanese version of the Jeep. This is a Toyota Land Cruiser. And this one is a 1968. This is a two-door model. They come in 2 doors and 4 doors. This one's got a 3.9 inline 6-cylinder with the 3-speed manual, 2-speed transfer case. And this one also is sporting a winch, and it's got a big beefy front bumper brush guard right here. Check out those wheels and tires. Those are huge. This is pretty neat. Interesting feature. They got the jack to jack the vehicle up, mounted on the side here. And it's got a snorkel on the other side, so it's ready to ford some rivers if you're into doing that in your SUV. You can see, just like the Jeep, it's got a roll bar in the back here. This is all like a solid roof. I don't see where it's removable at all. Little bitty tail lights in the rear. They're almost hidden. And check this out. We got a beautiful Camaro SS pace cars 350 emblem here. Check it out. So this is a 67. It's a convertible. It's a 350 with an automatic. You can see here's the when it paced the Indy 500, May 30th, 1967. I like how it's got the white with this bright blue interior. I love bright colors. The bright interiors just make the car pop when you notice them. It's accented by this little blue stripe down the sides. You can see the SS 350 right there, back center. Here's a little bit of an oddball one right here. This blue one really caught my attention. And this is a 77 Buick Opal. Gotta be honest, I didn't even really know what it was until I read it. Kind of reminds me a bit of a Datsun Honeybee 210. I seen one the other day at the car show. But this is an Opal. It says Opal by Isuzu on this fender emblem here. Is it just me? But I don't know that those hubcaps are original. They sure are shiny though. You got a black and white interior. You got the lettering in large on the rear quarters here, Buick Opal, to let you know what it is exactly. But it just reminds me so much of a Datsun B210, just the shape and style and everything. If you want to go camping in style, you're a hot rodder, or you like trucks, this is the way to go. This is an old Ford. It says 350 Ranger Camper Special. And this is one big dude right here. You can even take this thing off-roading because it's got a winch on the back, it's got a brush guard, it's lifted, and it's got these side steps for your convenience here. Don't know what year it is, it's not listed. Don't see a paper on it. You can see the interior looks like it came from the factory. It's kind of hard to see in there, it's dark. And on the back, you got your jerry cans to take some extra fuel with you. So if you do want to off-road it, looks like it's very capable. Here we go. This is kind of like the Japanese version of the A-Team van here. This is a Honda Acti, and this is a four-wheel drive. It's a JDM van, right-hand drive. It's only sold in Japan for Japanese domestic market. Now I've got 3 JDM vehicles myself. I love them. They're cool. They're starting to get really popular. I bought my first one in 2018. Before then, I didn't really see any on the streets, but now they're more common than you think. And this is an interesting combination. It's got the Halloween colors going on here. Black with orange seats. Got this diamond stitch pattern in it. This one's an automatic. So some of y'all have trouble driving a stick shift, then being on the right side really have some trouble. This is automatic, so you can probably get used to driving this one pretty quick. And check out these wheels on it. I mean, they are miniature compared to, this is a modern day Chevy vehicle right here. I'll let you look at it. The SS350. So those wheels compared to those wheels, you can see the size difference. But those are very clean looking wheels. I love them. And on the back, you can see it's a very squared up van. It's got the smoke tail lights down low. Yeah, it's got quite a big exhaust pipe. I don't see a sheet with the specs on it, so I don't know exactly what's powering it, but it's, I'm sure, a little tiny vehicle, tiny engine. If you want to ride around like the president, well, there's 2 limos that look presidential to me. They're both in black. They're both Cadillacs. Check them out real quick. We got a 2008 Cadillac DTS limo with the 4.6 V8. You see it's got some wood grain on the dash there. And let's check out the other Cadillac. This one's got some paint issues on it. This one's a 1993 Cadillac Fleetwood limo, and it's got a 5.7 V8 in it. You can see it's got dark blue interior. There's a small amount of wood grain on the door panels, but not like the other one. This one might be a smidge longer. So if you want to play president, buy one of those limos. This Porsche's got quite an interesting color. I don't see too many, or I don't know that I've seen any like this. It's got this very pale light blue. It's like a pale aqua type of deal. It's a 1986 Porsche 944. It's got a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder motor, but it's mated to an automatic transmission. I know, I'm a manual fan. I'd love to have a manual in a Porsche. It's got the spoiler in the back. You can see the interior's really clean, looks pretty comfy. And it's got one of those old phones from back in the day, like you'd see in the early 90s.
That's a new one though.
So that's a period piece right there, the phone. It's in the car. I'm sure it comes with the car. This Ford truck sure has some awesome graphics on it. White with all these purple graphics. This is totally 90s style right here. And this is a 1994 Ford Lightning pickup with a 5.8 liter V8. So definitely makes sense to have these 90s graphics on a 90s truck. And the purple continues on the inside. You can see the lightning lettering on the seats there. It's got some wood grain trim to keep it a little more upscale, luxurious. It's got this visor right over here on the windshield. I guess that'll keep some of the sunlight out while you're driving. Matching bed cover. And it's got the Euro tail lights that are clear. I like how the purple kind of flares out all along the bottom here. You see it's just carries all the way through. Now here we have the first year GTO, the Pontiac, the car that a lot of people point to as kicking off the muscle car era, a mid-sized V8 muscle car. That's a pretty red paint job on it. This one's powered by 389. Now it's actually a Pontiac Le Mans, but they've put GTO features on it. As you can see, it says GTO right here, so it's a tribute GTO, not a real one. Didn't know it was a Mans till I read it, so it can fool anybody with its GTO badging. They're easy to make, like a tribute or a replica. You can take a Tempest or a Mans and turn it into a GTO. It's the same body style. And this one's got a manual transmission. It's got an engine turned dash, if you can see it.
Well, that's like the one that guy has.
Really pretty. And you see under the hood, it's got that 389 tri-power, 3-deuce carb setup. Got some polished aluminum pulleys there. Got some aftermarket touches.
Pretty cool.
But the distinctive carburetor setup that these cars are so famous for is right there, staring you down. It seems these days you can't go anywhere like a car show without seeing a General Lee tribute. And here's a tribute here. Obviously not a Charger, a Challenger RT. When I was at a car show last night, there was a little bitty thing. I don't even know what it was. It was like almost like a three-wheeler. It's called the General Flea. It was so small, it's what it's actually called, a General Flea. But this one is a General Lee tribute Dodge Challenger. It's a 2014, sporting a 5.7 liter V8. You can see it's got the flag on the top, the number on the side. A lot of people like to make General Lee tributes, and they'll do it out of almost anything, really. But the Challenger is one of the popular ones to make a tribute out of. So if you don't have a 69 Charger, which they are quite rare and valuable these days to make a General Lee car, you can just go modern and get you a used Challenger. Although to me it's definitely not one and the same. It's a far off in left field generally, but to each their own. And here we have a Challenger RT convertible. You don't really see the convertibles hardly at all, and guess what, it's still sporting this yellow covering on the splitter down here. I know that makes it worth all the money right there, right? When it still has that yellow splitter guard on it. Everybody wants that to stay on their car. They don't take it off when they get it. Now let's check this thing out. It's flared out on the sides, kind of got a wide body stance to it, and it's a 392 V8 Scat Pack. And there's the interior on it, and it's got the matte black spoiler on the back there. Don't see too many convertibles, that's for sure. So if you want a unique Challenger to stand out from all the other Mopar people, get you one with a convertible top. Here's some interesting things. Apparently they're going up for auction. This little C1 Corvette go-kart. I think it's patterned after 62, maybe 61. I can't remember what year the circled emblem is. But that's your classic style. You see a lot of them when you see these years, red with white. And here's something neat, interesting. This is a 58 Mercury warmer cooler type deal. So it's a chopped back end of a Mercury. It's like you can use it for a restaurant business. Put food in there or something. It's kind of unique. Usually you see something like this turn into a couch, but this one apparently is done up for a restaurant industry. I don't know. Interesting though. A little hot rod right here. This looks like some kind of golf cart deal. Definitely interesting though. A little Ford, so patterned after a Ford. Apparently it's electric. They didn't want to go gas. It says GNC electric. I would assume it's electric. It's got side pipes on it. It's got some nice pinstriping. And you got a little utility in the back to haul your stuff. I don't know if you can maybe throw your golf clubs in there sideways or something. But it'd be definitely something interesting to take to the golf course or even drive it around at a hot rod show. If you're looking for the most interesting, honest, most different vehicle, I guess you could say, at this auto auction here, well, it's not a car or truck or SUV. It doesn't have wheels. It's this thing right here. The top of it kind of looks like something out of Star Wars. I don't know what you call it, land speed racer or something. But this is a 2003 IVC Corp Tour Sub Submarine. And apparently it's electric. It says 36 volt on it. I don't know much of anything about it. It's my first time seeing it. So if you're looking for a submarine, you come to a car auction. Who would have thought that one? I wonder if it comes with the trailer. This is exactly why I love coming here. There's just so much variety. I mean, look at this. We have a school bus here. There's another one of those Renegade Jeeps, so I guess it's a popular thing. That's the in thing this year. There's several of them here. But look, you can have a GMC school bus. It's a 2002 Savannah 3500, powered by the infamous 5.7 V8. You can turn this into a party bus or whatever, take your friends. Or I don't know, if you're a school bus driver and you just want to have a school bus for personal use, well, you can buy one. Looks to be all original from what I'm seeing. It's got a lot of mirrors on it, that's for sure. You can see everything. You can probably tow some stuff with this. Be a nice little tow bus right here. Or if you want luxury, you want to be classy and class things up, look at this. We got a Bentley right by the school bus. It's a 2004 Bentley Arnage T, powered by a 6.75 liter turbo V8. You can see, typical luxury car. You got the beautiful wood grain, you got the beautiful leather, it's got the diamond pattern stitching, a little bit of chrome accent. And these things, you know, the older the luxury cars, they don't go for as much money as, you know, buying a brand new one. You can get usually a pretty good deal when you buy a used luxury car, although you may have to spend a lot of money in maintenance. That's one thing you got to be careful about. Beautiful, beautiful flame job on this car right here. This is a true hot rod in every sense right here. It's even got a cutout in the hood for the air cleaner. It's a 1940 Chevy two-door. What is it powered by? Let's see. It says 502 under the two-door, so I'm assuming it's the 502 motor. Doesn't say. That's beautiful paint graphics on here. It's got louvers. That's a neat little trick right there. Louvers on the side, a little subtle touch. Inside you got a tan interior. Nice polished aluminum accents. Then you got a fairly big trunk. Here's something that I would first glance think is a Lotus, but no, it's not a Lotus. It's the Tesla version of the Lotus. It was made on the Elise, which I own on the Elise, but this is the Tesla version. It's got a little bit of a different look to it, and it's electric. It's not gas powered. So these things, they're pretty rare. I've only seen one before in person. You look inside, you can see it's like the steering wheel. It's the same as the Lotus, which is a Momo steering wheel. It's got the Tesla logo on the horn. And check out here, it's just battery cables. You see Tesla with these kind of clear Euro lights on the back here. Definitely interesting to see out here. I don't know how easy it'd be to get service. Probably pretty hard. I think there was like only one person really fooling with the old Teslas, because the Tesla company decided not to support the Roadster anymore, their first venture out into the public market. Over here is something out of a Mad Max apocalyptic movie. Wow, this thing is it's crazy. Looks like it's coated in bed liner. It's a 1950 Chrysler Lincer. It says LS on it, so I guess like a lot of people, they put an LS motor in it. You can kind of see it from the side here, but it's so dark you probably can't see it too well. It's got the side steps so you can step up on in it. Got a roof rack. This thing is it's crazy, that's for sure. Definitely a Mad Max car. Let me put the camera up on inside and you can see on inside of it. There's another Jeep that's really cool. It's interesting look to it. Looks like it's somewhat modernized or custom. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not familiar with it, but it's a 73 Jeep Commando. It's got the winch on the front. Nice open top Jeep. And it's got the slanted back like the other Jeep Commando. This one's got the seat in the back facing the normal way. Gotta love this Jeep. Here's a old Ford pickup truck. It's got some graphics on it that are really cool. It's got that red velvety interior. And I like how it flares out in the back. This one definitely screams late 80s, early 90s kind of deal. I don't know exactly the year of this truck. It's got the light bar on the back and spare tires mounted at an angle. It's definitely a very period correct looking truck. It's got some graphics on the side windows too. Makes it even more cooler. And check out, you got the red and white collars on the suspension here and chassis. You can see that pretty clearly. Here's a very custom Honda Civic, and it's got the logo, looks like in, I don't know, Japanese characters I assume or something. This is an SI, blue tinted headlights. It's got graphics everywhere on the sides of it. It's like Japanese anime graphics. And check out these cool blue racing seats. I mean, that is a beautiful light blue color. It's got a sunroof with the graphic on the sunroof, the rising sun. And on the back, it's got a lot of blue accents everywhere. I mean, these lights back here, they're tinted blue. Quad exhaust tips. It's called the Samurai SI. So if you're a Civic person, you like something racy, you like something good with gas mileage, this might be the car for you out here. These aren't common these days, but maybe back in the day they were. It's 1968 Chevy Sports Van 90 Deluxe. It's got a 250 6-cylinder. And this is 60, so the van craze really hit in the 70s. This is a little bit before the van craze. You can see it's like a limousine inside. It's got seats all the way back. I mean, it's kind of a compact design, but it's very roomy inside. And I just love how it's period original. You know, it's got the little chrome with the red stripe there, and the hubcaps with the Chevy logos. And check out that antenna that whips around over here. What a beauty it is. And here we have a Firebird that is all blacked out. I mean, everywhere. The chrome is blacked out, except for the wheels. They are chrome. But the whole front trim here is all blacked out. Under the hood, everything is blacked out with this blacked out engine cover. This is black beauty for sure. Triple black. Got black on the inside, you got a black top. This is a 1968 Firebird here. I would have thought they would have smoked the taillights, but they are red on the taillights. Sometimes they'll smoke the taillights. Now on the sign here it says 1969 Pontiac Firebird convertible. So they must have changed the front end here to 68, because the 69 would just be right here. The trim piece would cut off here and would go around the headlights. Really neat design Firebird though. Here we have a Bandit style Trans Am. I don't know if it's an original Bandit. It's got silver on the dash. The engine turn dash is silver. It should be gold if it's the original Bandit. This is a 79 Trans Am, so the Trans Am is real. It says it's not a clone. Powered by an automatic transmission, and it's got T-tops. It doesn't say anything about being a special edition. Notice it doesn't have the gold in the grill inserts around the grill bezels. But these Trans Ams, they are popular. Even if they're not a Bandit, you paint them black with the gold bird on it, then go for some money. This one's got a odd combination of the camel interior, the tan, with black seats, black steering wheel. Now this one really sparkles and shimmers. Let's see if you can, yeah, that camera looks like it's picking it up pretty good here. This Tri-5 Chevy right here, it is glitter everywhere. This is a 1955 Chevy 210, not the Bel Air, but the 210. It's powered by a 396 V8 and a 4-speed transmission. You can see the bright white shifter knob there. I just love paint like this with bright shiny flakes that shimmer and glitter. It just really grabs my attention. And those are big flakes in this car. Here's a beautiful custom hot rod. I love how the headlights are hidden behind this grill, this horizontal grill here. And check out the paintwork. The artwork is just phenomenal on this thing. You got these flames coming up through here. You got the old school spotlights. You see those on lead sleds all the time. And the flames are down below too, with the side pipes here. And check out the flames are on the dash. It's neat how it transitions from this dark color, black, dark colored flames, and then it just gets brighter and brighter, this orange. And you see the metal flake in it. And it's got this contrasting white on the inside. This is an old Oldsmobile. I don't know the year. It's not, maybe there it is. 1959 Oldsmobile. Custom 2-door. Papers are laying on the seat there. But man, is this thing immaculate with the paint job. This paint job, just look at how bright it is on the back side. It's got the neat little pinstriping there, even a little starburst pinstriping on the edge of the trunk too. So you go from dark to bright. And this one is called Misbehavin'. Now this Mercedes here, it's not only classy, but it's a classic as well. Red and chrome, It's 1962 Mercedes 220 SE, 2-door, 6-cylinder. White hardtop. Like it's got a sunroof, moonroof type deal there. Don't know, looks like it slides back or something. So it's a popping red interior, a little bit darker though, not bright red. And it's accentuated with this white steering wheel. You can see there's a little bit of wood grain along the part of the dash that meets the windshield. This is interesting. You don't see too many cars like this, but the mirrors are mounted on the fenders. You'll see that kind of common in the older Japanese cars, but a lot of other cars you don't see it. This is obviously a German car, but I'm not used to seeing fender mirrors on it. And it looks good with white walls on it. And those hubcaps are very classy as well with the Mercedes logo. Here's a very nice lineup of early Corvettes. You got the C2 Corvette and the C1 Corvettes here. They're fixing to sell some Corvettes and some Jeeps, not to mention, out here. Here we got an old rat rod. It's a weird one. It's got the Chevy bow tie with the Ford emblem, blue oval over top of that. You never know what these rat rod guys are gonna do with their cars. I mean, it's got some crazy exhaust headers, huge pipes, might even throw flames out, get on the gas enough. This is a 1929 Chevy sedan, so that's what it actually is. It's actually powered with the Chevy engine as well. Somebody wanted to throw somebody off with the Ford emblem. And it's got some kind of interesting shifter there. It's a shotgun. This thing is loaded around in typical rat rod fashion. There's a little rat hanging around the rat rod. And yet another JDM vehicle. This is a Honda Active, but a truck. You saw the van version earlier, but this is the truck version. They call these mini trucks. Different manufacturers make them. Daihatsu's one of them, which is kind of similar looking. Zuzu and what have you. These are quite popular if you got a farm or a small business. This is a good little vehicle. You have to be careful if you buy one of these, because some of the states have issues. They don't want to register these things for road use, but check with your local state laws when you buy one of these. Make sure you can, if you want to drive it on the street, make sure you can drive it on the street legally. This one's a 4-wheel drive as well as the van. This one is actually a manual transmission. So some of y'all, that might take some getting used to driving on the opposite side with the manual, but I enjoy it. And here's a classy Corvette. It's a retro styled one. So this would be like probably in early 2000s, maybe around 2003-ish. I don't see the paper on it, but it's a conversion type deal where they make them look like the C1 Corvettes, but then you got all the amenities of the modern ones. You got the fuel injected V8 and air conditioned and stereo and all that. And this one's got some cup holders in it. And it's a convertible. I really think they did a great job with these conversions. I think they're very beautiful. And it's kind of a opinion. Some people may not like the styling that much. They just rather have the actual car from that year. But I honestly enjoy the conversions. I mean, you can see a lot of it looks like the, you know, 53 to 55 Corvette in the front here. And it's got the circle Chevrolet emblem with the cross flags. This is just, to me, one beautiful Corvette. And honestly, I like the styling better than the actual year that it's on. Well, for all you Shelby fans, got a performance truck here. It's a Shelby. Look at this thing. This is a monster in size and also under the hood. It's supercharged. It's F-150 off-road deal. Probably can't see too well inside because it's dark, but 775 horsepower. Do you really need that much in a truck? Well, I guess if you do, this is a truck to buy. The other thing is, can you keep it planted with it being a high-profile vehicle and stuff? But I will say this: if you take it off-road on the terrain or something, it'll get through it fast. Got a beautiful '66 Pontiac GTO right here. You can tell by the fluted tail lights in the back here. This one's Hearst equipped. Red on red. It's kind of an interesting red on there. It's kind of somewhat of a palish red, contrasting with the bright red on it. And it's powered by a 389. Got the stacked headlights on the front. And that hood scoop right there. Well, here we got an Elvira car, because look at this Thunderbird, just screams Elvira. This is a 1960 Ford Thunderbird. Hers is probably the similar year. It could be 59. It could be somewhere close to it. I'm not exactly for sure what Elvira's Thunderbird, what year it is. It's kind of got inside, looks like a penguin. Black and white, kind of a penguin design interior if you ask me. And it's got this very long trunk with the Continental kit in the back. And not only do you have the Thunderbird logo right here, you also have it on the trunk here. For all you Earnhardt fans that like to raise hell and praise Dale, well, here's a perfect truck for you. Check out this Chevy truck, decked out in black with Goodwrench, GM, the Dale Earnhardt signature on this big spoiler wing back here. There's a lot of downforce, don't you think? It's up here on the cab and not on the back. It's very interesting. It's got the number 3 Dale Earnhardt on the horn button right there. Diamond plating on the step, and it's a dually. Gotta love a dually on a Dale Earnhardt truck, that's for sure. GM Goodwrench, good old GM Goodwrench right there. And here's a '67 Dodge Coronet. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Charger in the front, kind of like a younger brother of a Charger, in my opinion. And it's powered by a 440 with the 727 automatic transmission, and looks like a penguin, black with white interior. It's got a little bit of red though, little red accents here. I like how it's got these vertical strips on the taillights. It's like reminds me of one of them razors, electric razors.
Like an RT.
And here's a minty green Dodge D100 pickup truck. It's a 1964 vintage. It's a beautiful wide-bodied truck here. I believe Gas Monkey did one of these a while back, and they're kind of, I think they've gotten a little bit more popular since then. See the Mopar V8 under the hood. And it's got the matching interior, green and white. And check out the wood on the bed here. It's been done in a minty green. Some beautiful colors on this truck, that's for sure. It reminds me of mint ice cream. That's what it reminds me of. And here's another flavor of mint ice cream. This is a 1972 C10 Chevy pickup truck. Same color scheme here. The minty green and white. Look at that motor under the hood. Obviously a modern drivetrain. See what it says here. V8. It's an LS V8. So definitely a modern Chevy power plant. Got the Holley EFI fuel injection on it. Even the bow tie logo is minty green. Those wheels with the wide lip, those are beautiful on this truck. And even inside, mirroring interior, minty green and white. And even the wood bed on this one has a little bit of green in it, not as much as the one on the Dodge D100. But a very similar paint scheme. So you got your pick. If you like minty green, you can have it in a Dodge flavor or a Chevy flavor. Looking at this ride from this angle, you would think this is a Ford Fairlane, but it's actually the truck version, or maybe you would, if you're Australian, you call it the Ute version, a Ford Ranchero. It's got the truck bed in the back. It's got the red interior with the black steering wheel. I believe this is a 57 vintage. Don't see the paper on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a 57 vintage. It's got the Longhorn emblem right here. Got really tiny mirrors. This one has got fender mirrors on it too. Now, like I've mentioned before, a lot of the older Japanese cars, they have fender mirrors, but they're on the Japanese cars, their mirrors are out further on the fenders. But these are really close to the windshield. We got a classy Cadillac hiding over in this corner here. White wall tires, wire spokes on the wheels. This one's a Coupe de Ville. It's even got the fins in the back, but not like in the 50s. This one's looks like a 70s. It's more in the 70s vintage. Maybe late 60s. I think it's 70s. And check out that artwork on the hood ornament right there. That is some beautiful artwork right there. Here's the auction stage. The auction hasn't started yet, but it'll be starting after a little bit. We got some of the really beautiful, pristine cars right here on the red carpet. Bunch of Corvettes. Showed you a row of Corvettes a little earlier. There's another one. They're also selling alongside the cars some memorabilia. You got a Wienermobile kids ride on. You got Castro sign. There's a OK used cars neon sign. So not just cars, but other stuff is coming up for auction as well. There's a Coke machine right over there. If you're into custom bikes, check out this trike here. 2000 Volkswagen motorbike trike. Done up in patriotic all-American red, white, and blue. Usually don't pay a whole lot of attention to motorcycles because I'm not a big motorcycle guy, but I can appreciate them still. They're motorized vehicles, transportation. This thing with its paint graphics is just, it's awesome looking. Really catches my eye. There's that air-cooled Volkswagen motor underneath. And this one would be one if you want a bike ride on a road trip. You got a nice storage compartment, or you can put your cooler in there or something. And here's a little bike for the kids, a little Honda, 1969 Honda Z50. Like we got a lot of classic Chevys on the red carpet today. Some vintage 60s Camaros, Chevelle. Now we got a Mopar. That's the oddball on the red carpet. Here's another Chevy, a Tri-5 55. There's another Mopar straggling along on the red carpet. A Old 57 Chevy. This is a delivery sedan with flames. It's hot and cold at the same time. It's got the flames, but it's got this ice cold blue paint on it. And doesn't have windows on the side because it's a delivery sedan. But if you look on the back, it's got some, looking inside, there's some wood flooring in there. So you can haul some stuff. Hopefully you don't scratch up your nice wood flooring in it. And here's some modern day hot rods. You got the Chevy SSR pickup truck that's a convertible. And it's on the verge of being a classic, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's 2004. It's got a 5.3 V8. It's definitely retro style. Back in the 2000s is when you seen the car companies starting to get into the retro styling. Although this Plymouth Prowler here, it's styled like an old hot rod. This is a 2000 Plymouth Prowler. So this is these things though, they were powered by a 3.5 V6. You would think they'd put a V8 in them, but nope, V6. Here we have a very rare vehicle. This is a Isuzu V-Cross, and even rarer if this was an Ironman edition, but it's not. It's 3.5 liter. I assume that's a V6. Doesn't have the information sheet on it, but these are very distinctive styling with this plastic cladding all along the lower half of the vehicle here. And you got the hidden spare tire in the back here. Really interesting off-road vehicles. They weren't made very long. You'll see them every once in a while, and you can usually pick them up for a decent price. And right next to the V-Cross would be a car that I would be really wanting to have, drooling over. It's kind of on my short list of cars I'd like to have in my collection. It's a DeLorean DMC. Back to the Future without all the, but it doesn't have all the, you know, the stuff on the back. The nuclear fusion. Now this one is an automatic. You can see it through the half window. It's not the 5-speed manual. For me, 5-speed manual is the only way to go if I get a DeLorean. These are powered by the PRV V6, which is kind of a oddball. It's a Peugeot Renault Volvo engine. Some people transplant them. I've heard of some being LS swapped, but this one is probably still stock. It doesn't say, I don't see a information sheet on it, but it's a very clean vehicle. Probably has a few little fingerprints on this beautiful stainless steel. They're hard to get rid of on something like this. As you can see how it's got like a brushed stainless steel look, and then you look on the front and it's all painted. A little bit of difference there when you look it up close and personal. Definitely looks like a futuristic refrigerator. In my opinion, a lot cooler than the new Cybertruck. Although some people will take a Cybertruck and tow their DeLorean with it. That's not unheard of. Well, pals, my battery is about to go out on my camera, so I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Vicari Auto Auctions out here in the Coast Coliseum in Mississippi during the Cruisin the Coast 2024 big car event. So maybe next event that Vicari has, you can bid on a car, because they've got some definitely cool, unique, interesting rides that show up. Or come down to Cruisin the Coast next year and bid on one in person. That'd be cool. Take home a nice slick muscle car, hot rod, or maybe even a little British car, truck, Jeep, Corvette. Or you could take home this Charger right here. That's a beauty too. But the show has come to an end for today, so until next time, don't worry, be random.
And if you never ran to miss another random car video,
remember, ring that bell. Ring that bell.